Welcome to Often Pacing on Tab Radio Racing and Sport. Tim Walker will be joined by Matt Young and Oli Cownie as they delve into the form for today's Pinjarra harness meeting, as well as an early look at tomorrow's meeting at Gloucester Park. We are Often Pacing.
And a very good morning, everyone tuned in to TAB Radio Racing and Sport this morning. And of course, we are now going to kick off and Pacing. And we start off by saying a very good morning to you, Oli Cownie.
Hi, Leah. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, absolutely a pleasure. And we also have Matt Young joining us. So, Matty, how do we find you this morning?
Very well, very relaxed and refreshed. Thank you, Leah. Good morning to you. Good morning, Ollie, and good morning, everyone tuned in. It's been a pretty big weekend of harness racing action, as well as what has happened in the last 7 days. We last spoke on Often Pacing. We're leading into the Pinjarra Cup. It was an outstanding race, and Minstrel dominated the race. There's plenty to talk about, so let's jump into things, and hopefully we can get the replay up of the last 400 of what was an exciting contest, Leah.
Mighty Ronaldo, fourth, 1-1. Penny Tiger is on the inside, fifth, and then comes Ideal Agent, midfield. Cordero, Swingband now out wider from Jaws of Lincoln, well back with Galactic Star. 28-3, third quarter. It's Minstrel toward the home turn. Nearly a full length on Tricky Mickey Al Capone. Coming up, Mighty Ronaldo out 3 wide. Penny Tiger back there on the pegs, and Ideal Agent heads the others, but setting sail for home as Minstrel with Roberts. Al Capone giving chase. Down to the tab ton sprint lane as Penny Tiger. Leader though is Minstrel inside the 100. Mighty Ronaldo on the outside. Penny Tiger the inside, but it's Minstrel. It's another lady. It's Roberts, and Minstrel almost all the way. Over Al Capone, Penny Tiger fourth.
There we have Minstrel taking out the WA Country Builders Pinjarra Cup last week, Group 3 level. He dominated Ollie 155.4, and once he got to the top, he just got quicker. His last 1200 brilliant, 28.5, 28.3, 27.8. Al Capone stuck on really well. I think going forward, that's going to be his racing style. He's just try and use that gate speed, get into a good position and take cover in those free-for-all races. And I think he's going to be a good money spinner for Kevin Keys and team there. Penny Tiger got a little bit keen in the run. He finished in third place. Ideal Agent made a few runs at them. Mighty Ronaldo was decent. That was outside of how he is normally driven. What was your take on the race here, mate?
Just the same as you, really. I think once Minstrel found the front, it was just about game over for the rest of them. And Al Capone, he was really credible in second. I think there were probably a few question marks whether he could step up to this company, but he was really good holding off Penny Tiger late, and Ideal Agent was a really, really good run in fourth as well.
And looking at that race, the massive news that came out of it as we were going to air on Monday was that Magnificent Storm had an issue with his knee. Things have really elevated and unfolded quite dramatically in the last week in finding out that there's an infection. It's quite severe, and that he was fighting for his life, and so fighting for his career as well, which is massive news. He's out of the Nullarbor now. The vibrations that are felt throughout the industry and throughout the Nullarbor has been massive in regards to that. It's just terribly sad news about Magnificent Storm.
It's terrible news on Magnificent Storm. He's such an outstanding horse, and I think I can speak for everyone and say the industry will be worse off for not having for a period, and we just really hope he gets back. We had the Miracle Mile on the weekend, and I think there's a runner in third. The connections have indicated, of Speak the Truth, that they may be interested in a slot in the Nullarbor if a good offer was to come up. So if there are any slot holders out there looking for a really good runner in the Nullarbor of the class of a Miracle Mile runner, then Speak the Truth is not a bad way to go.
Absolutely right, and we saw that on Saturday night with Leap to Fame taking that out. And just a quick word on him, Ollie, you're from Queensland. You've got to be a big fan of this horse. Just gutsy to see. He broke all the records to be able to win that race, parked in 148 and change. It was an outstanding effort.
Brilliant horse. Every time he's doubted, he just overcomes it. He never runs a bad race. I haven't ever seen him run poorly. I think that the galloping of My Name is Jeff changed the race completely, but I think he just knows how to win at the end of the day, Leap to Fame, and he won again. He was really, really impressive. I think the talk all through the week was that the barrier would be his undoing, but too good again, Leap to Fame.
All right, slot holders, take note that Speak the Truth is available if you'd like to get in contact there for the Nullarbor. Unfortunate news, of course, of Magnificent Storm. We swing our attention to Gloucester Park on Friday, and we just want to get to this replay here of Lavrajo after race 4.
Cordero away from the inside. He goes up 3 deep from Hampton Banner and a length and a half to Soho Dow Jones. 27.9 third quarter. Lavrajo and Swing Band go together. Cordero's moved to third. Then comes I'm a 5-Star General and Soho Dow Jones. Lavrajo though fending off Swing Band. A length and a half Cordero. Soho Dow Jones runs to fourth. Lavrajo in front. Swing Band is trying. Lavrajo will fend him and Lavrajo over Swing Band and 2 lengths Cordero. Soho Dow.
What a performance on Friday night. We talk about the Nullarbor, which is coming up so quickly, and Lavrajo's been nominated by Rockingham Ram to go for them back-to-back. Hopefully we can see him at the pointy end of the podium as well. And Ollie, this run on Friday night, he was outstanding. We speak about Swing Band. There's a lot of money for Swing Band. He had the drop on him. He had every chance, but Lavrajo's gone to the line with the plugs in and just looks like he could have dominated for another lap. And we know when he's at the top of his game, he is exciting.
I was of the opinion pre-race that Lavrajo might have taken a run or two more to hit his absolute best, and maybe he might be vulnerable to a Swing Band off his back. But in the end, Lavrajo, 28.3, 27.9, 28.2, was just a brutal last 1,200, and he did it pretty easily in the end. So ominous ahead of the Nullarbor.
And you've got a horse in that race that's going into the black book to follow out of it?
Cordero, he needs quite a bit of things to go his way. He needs a barrier draw, and he can't make his own luck. But I thought when he pulled out there on Friday, he was nearly a winning hope. I really thought he loomed up, but just found 2 really, really high-quality horses ahead of him that were too good in the end. But no knock on his run at all. He was only beaten 8 metres, and I thought he's going really well at the moment, so he's a horse to follow.
All right, and we'll get
Absolutely
to...
Right.
Oh, sorry, Matt.
No, that's all right. It's all good. We can move on now we'll go to race number 5, Leah, which was the feature on Friday night, the Lombardo, which was taken out by Nullarbor Navajo for Corey Peterson and Stewie McDonald.
7-7. Nullarbor Navajo still going strongly. Cyclone Charlotte the outside. 3 quarters now. Never mind the chaos. Around the outside comes Might Have Time. 3 deep from beyond the sea. The centre. Max Legacy the markers. And Gallop there. Might Have Time. Gallop. Crashing in behind was Zafira. Checks to the outside. Meantime, no favourite. Got away into the straight. Nullarbor Navajo over Cyclone Charlotte. Never mind the chaos beyond the sea. Minor Catastrophe runs on late, but Corey Peterson and Stuart McDonald team up with Nullarbor Navajo leads all the way.
There we have Nullarbor Navajo taking that out, and that's that replay on the harness website, which just stops at the end. So we've got Nullarbor Navajo. Ollie, this was really looked to be the race for Nullarbor Navajo to be able to lead. On paper, thought there could be a bit more pressure in the event, but for backers of Nullarbor Navajo, 1:10.6 lead time was just beautiful to see. Then 31.1. It just turned this race into a sprint home, and she's really elevated in these last 12 months, and more importantly, since she's come back from a spell.
I think the race was really won and lost in the first 200 metres here, where Nullarbor Navajo was just able to keep her toenail underneath Cyclone Charlotte before, and then after that, with Cyclone Charlotte doing a bit of work early, there wasn't, I think, likely to be much pressure from there. I thought Might Have Time really looked like it was going to zoom late, but she jumped off stride, which was a shame for her connections.
Yep, exactly right, and she did things wrong at the start. Cyclone Charlotte was nice and strong from the breeze, and Minor Catastrophe got home well at massive odds back into 4th placing. Zephyr was the one that caught my eye, is the one that copped a nasty check coming to the turn and powered home late in that 28.7. She looks like she's going pretty well in the recent races, including the Village Kids Sprint. She got home really strongly behind Vegas Strip, so I think that's a strong form line. That's one of my horses to follow as well. We've got another couple to add to that list, so we'll jump straight in, Ollie, and have a look and see what you like from the meeting to put in the black book and be on the list of horses to follow.
Rock Rosie Rock out of Friday, I thought, was a really credible run. Jocelyn mentioned in the parade ring pre-race that her runner had been underestimated, sent around as the rank outsider, and I thought she was really eye-catching behind Lenora Jane and Copycat Queen. She came home 28.85 the last quarter, and then I thought Soundwave was really good Friday, second up for the Aiden De Campo camp, and he ran on fairly at Bunbury the run before, but then on Friday he was outstanding. I thought 27.8, 28.7 home, and was just done by a flying Galaxy Warrior.
Exactly right, and really gutsy effort, as you mentioned, just elevated himself from that previous run. We've got Aiden De Campo coming up soon. We'll have a chat to him, and then we've also got at the top of the hour a race from Morfordville to be able to bring you to. So Often Pacing will be well and truly under the whip late in the piece here for this half-hour show. Horses to follow for me, Zephyra, I thought was the headline act, the one to follow out of the meeting. I thought she was brilliant and just really solidifying her last two runs have been outstanding. She just shows that she's got strings to her bone, that she's got that turn of foot, so I wouldn't mind seeing her driven sick kick going forward in these sort of races, and I think the luck's going to come her way more often than not because they can be keenly contested. Other two to follow, Advantage. I was a little bit sceptical about Advantage's run going into this race. Outside draw, plenty of talent inside, and a horse that has been a little bit hit and miss, I guess, with manners-wise in the past, but Advantage was brilliant. Running into fourth place, they got home quick, as you mentioned, Ollie, 56.5, and this horse, just the way that he ran through the line, I think there's going to be a better race for him coming up soon. And Feeling Aces in the stand. He's racing really well, Feeling Aces. I think he's only had a couple of little blips through the preparation where he may have been just a touch overdriven. This time, I think he's ready to win a race. He just needs that right sort of run, and I think it could come very soon. So those are my three to follow out of the meeting on Friday night, and looking forward to seeing them all race at the track as well as yours.
All right, so Matt, your selection, Zephyra, Advantage, Feeling Aces, not selections, horses to follow. And Ollie, just to recap, yours are Rock Rosie Rock, Soundwave and Cordero, is that correct?
Yep.
Wonderful. All right, thoughts from both Ollie and Matt there for Gloucester Park Friday night. We swing our attention to Pinjarra. Best bets, Matt, for you, races 3, 4 and race 8.
Yeah, exactly right there. Layer races 3, 4 and 8 for me today. And look, in the third race, I thought it was an interesting play. The Trotters stand can always be a little bit up in the air, but I like a couple here. I think Saloon's got that form line around some nice trotters, including Patch. Last time we saw Saloon race at Pinjarra, finished fourth in that race where Patch broke the track record. So there's no Patched in the event, I think, off the 20 metres. And I like the way that Nigel Johns is learning about this horse. I think it's definitely on the right track. Last start third at Gloucester Park over 2,500. I think at this stage the 2,100 seems to be a good distance for Saloon, and I'm quite happy to label Saloon as one of the main plays in today's meeting. We are going to race 4. I'm interested in your thoughts here, Ollie, once we get to you. I'm going to play place value here. She's a Lucky Penny. I know with the scratching of Sugar Delight, it brings Yankee Delight into the race, but She's a Lucky Penny. He's got that good speed, and over the lightning lap, I thought she could get in potentially behind the leader here into Dormy some more, and from there, I think she just runs a really strong 1,100 metres, so I thought she was a good place chance and a good play there. And in the last event, I'm happy to be with Haywire. Tipped it on the preview. Happy to be with Haywire here. Thought really good opportunity to be able to blast out. Last start was really good. 3 wide from about the 1,100 metres and stuck on so well. The first win this preparation was just okay, but then since then, the 3 runs have been outstanding. So Haywire today I thought was a really good chance. There's a massive asterisk next to Let's Get Rockin', but I like the way Haywire's going, and I think over the lightning lap and Aiden De Campo just ticking a few boxes for me there. So those are the 3. We'll go Haywire as well as She's a Lucky Penny place, and I like Saloon in the third event. Ollie, what are your thoughts?
In race 3, I thought Majestic Marion could be some each-way value. She's not the best horse from the stand, but if she does get the start right, she can go quite well. I thought recently she raced Bonnie Ray from the stand, the 2,100 stand, and she meets her 10 metres better off here, and Bonnie Ray's going around the favourite at the moment. She fought on gamely into second and was beaten about 7 metres. So I think that 10-metre swing around in handicaps makes a big difference. But the key is the start for her, because she can gallop away and do things wrong. In race 4, I agree. She's Lucky Penny would be a really good hope off the leader's back, but I thought Adore Me Some More, just really suitable race for her. I thought the 11.77 is tailor-made for her. She's got really good gate speed. Last time she led, it was quite a nice field, and she ran along and got a bit keen, and they ended up running quite decent time, and she was only beaten 6 metres. So I think here she can drive through, lead, and lead them for a long way over this trip. And then race 5, I thought Flame Tree. Found a really strong race first up against the boys as well. She'd drawn really poorly on the back row. Still ran her a really sharp last quarter in 27.62. Last time in, she was racing some of the best fillies in WA, so I think this looks quite a suitable race. She does have very good gate speed, but I think she's gone best when used for her best asset, which is her speed. So sat up, I think she can go really well here.
All right. So
my three selections. Three selections were sorry. My 3 selections are Majestic Marion, Adore Me Some More, and Flame Tree.
All right, so just to recap, you and Matt's selections there at Pinjarra. Matt likes race 3 Saloon, race 4 Place Value 4 She's a Lucky Penny with her good gate speed, and then we've got race 8 Haywire with a great run last start. Ollie, yours race 3 Majestic Marion, as you mentioned, each way in the strand. Race 4 in the stand, race 4 Adore Me Some More, good gate speed, perfect distance for her, and race 5 we've got Flame Tree. So those are Matt and Ollie's best bets at Pinjarra today, and we've got Gloucester Park tomorrow. Let's get straight into that. Matt, let's start with your best bets.
Yeah, races 4 and 7 are my 2 plays on the card. I think Stereophonic in the 4th can be able to work its way to the top. I was a little bit concerned about Medieval Man. It's a bit of a drop in grade for Medieval Man, but I just like the way that Stereophonic went in the stand last start. A much better horse on speed. I think it's got the gate speed to get to the lead in this race and be very hard to beat. So race 4, number 2, Stereophonic, and into race 7, number 1, Bramante Steps. I think this is just a multi-builder. I think she'll lead. I think she'll win. I don't see a huge amount of pressure in the race. I think she'll just dominate, so hoping that she goes up a silly price and you can really load into her and have her as a multi-builder. So, always hard to tip without the prices, but races 4 and 7 are my selections. Race 4, number 2, Stereophonic, and race 7, number 1, Bramante Steps. Ollie?
In race 4, I thought a little bit of fun had come back really well from a spell. First up, sat parked at Pinjarra in a lightning lap and wasn't beaten far by Miss Boudica and Alta Queen, who are quite nice horses, and then really good last start, flashing home 55.9 last half, 24 last quarter, comes into this third up, shouldn't be too far back, I don't think. Another one of the race I think is worth keeping safe is Yankee Lincoln, who was badly held up without a run last start. I think he's suited in this company. And then in race 5, I thought Torpedo Rock could work forward and potentially find the 1-1. He's been cruel by bad barriers in his last couple of starts, but in a pegs-dominated race, he was really good last start, home 55-2. So I think if he's able to land the 1-1, he's a really, really strong each-way hope and a strong winning hope if the tempo is on.
Wonderful. So we've got Matt's best bets at GP, race 4, race 7, and Ollie, race 4 and race 5. Thank you very much for your contribution, guys, this morning to Off and Pacing. Ollie, we'll say goodbye to you. Of course, Matt Young will be staying on to have a chat with Aiden De Campo after a quick break. Thanks, Ollie, and we look forward to joining you again next week.
Thanks, Lara.
Wonderful. Oli Cownie there with his thoughts after a big weekend of pacing. We're going to get straight into our next special guest here with Aiden De Campo.
They are Off and Pacing on Tab Radio, Racing and Sport.
And welcome back here to Off and Pacing. Aiden De Campo joins us this morning. Aiden, fresh off of the Bunbury Cup on Saturday night, the boys were saying that you were happily mentioning that they call you the Prince and rolling out the red carpet. Was it everything you hoped on Saturday?
How are you, Matty? Yeah, no, we came on, mate. Had a bit of fun. It's good.
That's good. Did they escort you out after horses?
No, didn't have you there to be on the shoulders, mate. So I was a little bit disappointed, but work comes first for some people.
That's right. That's what happens when you grow up. Race 1 today, you're driving Stella Deliziosa. Dylan's been a naughty boy. He's out on the sidelines, and you get a couple of good drives here. This is a really nice race for this horse who has had a few things go against her, but what's the expectations coming in from a good draw today?
Yeah, I spoke to Dill last week about this horse, and he said when she come up with barrier 1, he said she just wins, so only a bad drive will get her beat. So he reckons that she would have run very, very close to second or third in that big race had she not got checked halfway down the back straight. So, looking forward to getting behind her, and the barrier 1 always helps in these 2-year-old races.
Quattro's in race number 5. She's been racing so well. Wonderful consistency, and a horse that's just continued to get stronger through the latter part of her 3-year-old preparation to now being a mare. She's got a good draw, but it's a pretty competitive sort of race.
Yeah, competitive race, Matt. Probably got the draw on a few of the main dangers, so I dare say I'll be pushing forward as hard as we can and, trying to work our way to the front. From there, they all got to run past her to win.
So obviously there was a complaint last week about you trying to overtake the Mobile just after the start with the wild card with his gate speed, so now he's gone to the standing start. Can you begin him as quick as you do from the Mobile?
I galloped him the first time from the stand, but I was a little bit disappointed in David that we're not in the 1,000-metre race because they are quite fun on him. But, the stand, he seems to feel like he will step with a bit more practice, so... as long as he gets away safe today, just depends how that one in Nathan's come back and how far forward it is. I think he's probably the second best horse in the race, so we're just going to play it by ear from there and see where we get to.
Were you happy with his last run? He had to burn that lead time, and to still finish off, I thought his run was okay. What did he give you feel-wise?
Yeah, I thought he was really good, Matt. I don't think he can do much more from 49 lead time, and he only got beat not very far. So I was quite happy with his run. I thought it was probably one of his better runs. He just had to do way too much early.
Haywire in the final event, so you don't get to launch the wild card, but Haywire's got some gate speed in the lightning lap. He's been racing really well.
Yeah, I haven't spoken to Sarah about the horse just yet, but he does have a very good gate speed, but he's been going really well from the cities last few, so it'll be interesting to see how she wants him driven. But his runs over the last couple of weeks have been really, really good, and hopefully we can get a win up for her.
And on Tuesday, we've got 2 drives. Johnny Lombo will leave that one to give Giles the instructions tomorrow. But you've got Major Corrida from your own yard in tomorrow night. It's a tricky draw over the 2,500 metres. How do you assess his chances going into that? And how do you assess his form overall?
He's mixing his form a little bit, Matt. I think tomorrow night over the 25 probably doesn't suit him. The draw probably doesn't suit him. And it's pretty strong dollars last 8. That for a Tuesday night. So, he'll find it tough tomorrow, but when he can drop back into one of those ones at Bunbury or something like that, he'll be a lot better.
So in the last 2 weeks, it's been sad news that you've lost the keys to the Ferrari and also the Lamborghini. Magnificent Storm, a massive omission from the Nullarbor, and of course the sad news of Shockwave being retired. It's sad to lose the drives like this, but... Magnificent Storm, it's a very scary situation that the connections have had to go through with him in the last week or so.
Yeah, it is disappointing, not for myself, but mainly for the connections of both horses, really. Both connections obviously love those horses, and it's disappointing not having them go around. I'm not quite sure if I'm a jinx or what it is, but it's been a tough couple of weeks. I'm not 100% certain on how Storm's travelling or what the actual goal is. I just know that he's going for a little bit of trouble at the moment. I think he'll he'd be back racing one day, but just disappointing. But more for Ray and the owners at this stage. I'll survive, but it's hard to kind of have your best horse go and miss leading up into some really, really good races.
Yeah, exactly right. And just a word on a couple of your horses in the stable. The better side won the Sales Classic 2 weeks ago, and performance-wise, he was really good. Do we see him step out again soon, or are you giving him a little bit of a freshen up after that feature race success?
No, he'll be in the paddock, Matty. I was always planning to have him ready for the later part of the year. I thought if whatever he did this time in, he'd just improve on. So he'll have a couple months off now and bring him back later in the year for some bigger races again.
The Mickey Taker, the old claimer, he's come back and he's revitalised. He looked sharp the other night, even over the mile the week before. He was really sharp in the warm-up, and he went to the breeze and he dominated. And then the other night he's showed his sit-sprint capabilities. He's come back really well.
Yeah, he has come back well, Matty. I was happy enough with his first 2 runs, and he was disappointing third up, and gave him 2 weeks between runs and just changed his work up a little bit, trying to sharpen him up a little bit. And he was really good in the breeze 2 starts ago. And last start he travelled really, really good on a helmet and sprinted really well. So really happy with him. I just hope he can continue to improve and hopefully eventually find just a little bit of gate speed. It's just so hard for him to win a lot of races when you've got to work so hard to find a position every week. So if he found a little bit of gate speed going forward, there's no reason why he can't keep running through his classes. He's got the ability.
Well, there's plenty of talent that you're being able to steer around at the moment, and hopefully plenty of winners there going forward, and hopefully a few winners there today, Aiden. We'll see you out on track, and thanks for joining us this morning.
Anytime, Matthew.
There we have Aiden De Campo joining us this morning. Well, Leah, thank you very much for you to be able to jump into the hot seat this morning and take over Tim Walker's role. Not bad, Tim, creating a new harness show and then just disappearing for the next 3 weeks. So well done to you under trying times, and will be better for the run next week. But, it's been an enjoyable show. Aiden De Campo, always great to chat to, and always great to chat to Oli. So thank you, Leah.
Wonderful. Thank you as well, Matt. Looking forward to the next 2 weeks now. Might be taking over Tim's job with him disappearing, but we will be back next Monday for Off and Pacing. We'll be back soon with the race day after this quick break.